Alright, so here we have a 2010 Dodge Ram. What we're going to be doing today is a radiator. It has a leak on the one side here that's been kind of repaired with JB Weld, but temporary. So we'll go ahead and start by removing the shroud cover here so we can start removing the radiator. Alright, so I'm going to remove this fan shroud here. We have a 13mm bolt on both sides here. Alright, so what we got to do is release two clips on the bottom so we can pull this lower piece off the shroud here. So I have an electrical connector right here for the fan itself. I'll go ahead and disconnect it. This one. Alright, so just to see exactly what we were doing there, this is how it sits in the vehicle. You have your other fan clutch here. This is the piece that I had to remove from underneath the vehicle. So there's some locking tabs here, here, and here. So you have to, they kind of split this piece. So once I release that, I could pull this down, and then you've seen how we got the rest of it out there. All right, so we'll go ahead and start draining our coolant now. All right, so we want to release the coolant in here. So we have the petcock right here. So we'll go ahead and take our cap off. And we'll loosen our petcock. Alright, so we'll go ahead and remove our upper radiator hose. This is also something we're going to replace with the radiator. We need to remove the condenser from the radiator here. We have a couple bolts, some half-inch bolts that hold the condenser to the radiator. We're really trying not to disturb some of these rusty lines. This is a beachside truck, so it's in pretty rough shape on some of the stuff. So we'll go ahead and try to get these. Oh, feels better there. And we broke it, but it's out though. All right, so now we have the lower bolt for the condenser to the radiator. We'll go ahead and take that one off. Oh, that one came out a lot easier. Nice. All right, so we'll go ahead and remove our 1/2" bolts here, the top mount for the radiator. We have one on each side. All right, so we want to remove our lower radiator hose. All right, so we have some lines attached here. They have some 10mm bolts holding the lines on. All right, so now that we have our condenser and our radiator loose, what we need to do is we have to move the condenser this way or move the radiator this way, but we have some slots over here we need to, all right, there we go. And then okay, we're still attached. There we go. Okay. All right, so our thermostat is inside this housing, so we're also going to replace this plastic housing. Hopefully we can get these 10mm bolts out there. Let's go ahead and try. No, we're not. Okay, let's try the bottom one. Okay. Oh my Lord. All right, so being that we have a rusty bolts, it's hard to get to. It is a plastic housing. I am going to try, well, a point of no return. I'm going to hammer that plastic thing off there so I can get good, get my vice grips on those bolts really good, so, and penetrate them and all that good stuff. So I'm going to use a hammer and a screwdriver and just kind of whack that thing off there. Hopefully it goes pretty easy. No return now. All right, so I just want to make sure that it sits flat so we get all this corrosion off here. All right, so here we have a new thermostat housing that we got from Auto Parts Direct U along with a new thermostat. All right, so when we put this in, we want to make sure that the spring is inward because that's what's going to be affected by the heat to let the water flow. So we'll go ahead and set our thermostat in our housing first. All right, so now we have our new radiator supplied by Auto Parts Direct U. What we want to do is lay out the new and the old. Looks like we have some things to transfer over. Some of the mounts we need to transfer over to this. So that would be the lower mount. This will be the upper mount we need to transfer over. All right, then we have these little tabs. So these tabs, like little, they're nuts, they're threaded, so they need to go. So this would be where the fan shroud is connected to. So we'll go ahead and transfer those over. Same with the other side. We got a couple on the other side we need to transfer over. All right, so now we're going to get our radiator placed in. These two tabs here on our condenser are going to slip into the radiator while these two tabs on this side are going to bolt in. So we're going to kind of move the radiator all around, try not to move this as much as possible to get that to happen. We just got to locate our lower mounts that the radiator sits in, so we'll go ahead and try to be as careful as we can. Tighten this one up. So there should be another lower bolt, but one of these bolts broke, and that's a specialized little washer that's in there, insert. So we should be all right with the two slipped in and the one bolt here with no movement, and the lines are bolted to the radiator, so we should be okay without putting that back in. it will be fastened down. We'll go ahead and get our lines bolted back in. All right, so now we'll go ahead and put our radiator mounting bolts back in. You got one on each side of the top. All right, so we go ahead and put on some new radiator hoses that we got from Auto Parts Direct U. All right, so the placement looks like that. We'll go ahead and put our lower on, okay. So I'm gonna slip this clamp on so I can get to it nicely, so I'll face it towards the bottom. And this one here, I'll face it towards the outside. So I'm going to do it like this way. We got all 4 mounts in. Now we'll go ahead and put our shroud, our lower in first. Well, I guess you gotta do them both at the same time. I guess we gotta put them both at the same time, huh? Okay. All right, we have our electrical connector over here. We'll go ahead and put that back in, attach our wire. We have our upper mounting bolts. All right, so we're going to go down below the car. I will go ahead and clip these back in and then latch it in. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put our upper radiator hose in. All right, so being that I fought with the other one a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and spray a little bit of lube on there just to help it go on. I don't want to do that because of the belt right there, so we'll do it inside the Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hook up our overflow. Right, and then we have a new radiator cap. This is 16 pounds, recommended for this vehicle to go with our new radiator. So we'll go ahead and put coolant in it now and get it running. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and, so we got quite a bit of coolant in there. We'll go ahead and start it up, let it run. It'll bring down the coolant level and we can adjust it.